just everything is super stressful.
Dr. Palmer, I mean, we hear stress, right? And like, we're all a little stressed. We're all hustling. The weeks are busy. There's so much going on. We've just come out of, work from home. Do you think most people kind of underestimate the intensity of what you mean by when you say stress and how it really can affect them?
Well, the brain can't really tell the difference between what is real and what is not real. So when you watch these images, it's going to affect you as if though you're there, like a secondary trauma experience. So it is absolutely stressful. Like I said before, I can't watch the images. A lot of people are reacting in anger. They have depression. They have grief. A lot of times when we have this anger reaction, it's because some rule or standard that we have for ourselves has been violated. So people are watching these images and taking it to heart. They're very real to us. And they're really affecting us. So underneath that anger is a lot of grief and sadness. And that's really something that a lot of people are dealing with right now and trying to figure out how to remedy it and how to cope with it and what to do about it.
Does that anxiety and that sense of self-trauma affect African Americans and white people or people of other races when we're dealing with an issue like this? Because certainly in this instance, African Americans feel like they can relate to many of the things that are being protested against?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that on a human level, we all have our own grief, and grief can affect us in many different parts of our lives. I do feel that minorities, African Americans, have their own challenges culturally, ethnically, and that is a grief for them. So when they watch these images, it really does hit home, not just for African Americans, but especially for them and for minorities. I'm also a minority. I'm half Dominican, because we realize the difficulty in our lives. We realize some of the obstacles that we've had to overcome. So it really hits home for us. But that being said, grief and loss, we all have it in different areas, and we all have our own different challenges. So we have to be aware of that we all have our own challenges and respect each other.
And so that leads us to kind of what I think so many people have been trying to confront is what do I do? What do we do? And perhaps even we answer that question if you are a minority and you're kind of experiencing some of that re-trauma, or if you're not a minority and you're aligning and now maybe more conscious than ever that you should work in solidarity with friends that have experienced some of these traumatic events.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to definitely take care of ourselves and be balanced in our own lives. But also, I do believe that we can't combat hate with hate. We can only achieve change through bringing more light into the world and more kindness and love. So we have to be conscientious and do our part individually to bring more of that love into the world and that kindness so that we can create the right kind of change. And I do believe that wellness is a really important aspect of this. I think that we have to make sure that our first responders are well and take care of their mental health, because they are exposed to trauma on a daily basis, and that does have an effect. So when you couple the PTSD symptoms that they might have along with possible racism that they may also have, then you get a lethal combination. And unfortunately, there are bad apples in every field. We don't want to believe it, but that is true. And we have to do our part to make sure that the people that we entrust to protect us and to keep us safe are also healthy.
All right. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.